Hey everybody, Uncle Rich here for another exciting adventure of Who's Telling the Truth. Guys, this is show number 147. Today's date is August 22nd, 2016, and the name of the show is Simpel-folk. And guys, don't try to adjust your sets. It's misspelled, and it's misspelled for a reason. That's my trademark. When I contact all the simple folk on Facebook that don't understand science, that's the way I spell it. So if you're fortunate enough for me to post with you, to correspond with you on Facebook, that's usually the way I'm gonna do it. But guys, today, there's some news, and I want you guys to keep this quiet. I mean, especially my buddy Uncle Joe and all his T-Billy Tijadas up in Cairo, New York. I want everybody to keep this down. But, you know, it's been said that Hillary Clinton has a serious illness. And guys, I think, like I said, keep this quiet. I think she's got prostate cancer. I think that's what I think it, but you know what? That's what I'm hearing. I'm only hearing it. So don't quote me, you know, but you know, I've been hearing it from reliable sources. And guys, do you remember Rudy Guiliani used to be the mayor of New York? Well, I'm hearing it from him. Judy?
Well, so go online and put down Hillary Clinton illness. Take a look at the videos for yourself.
Okay.
Judy, can you play that again? That was a little, I kind of goofed. Play that clip
go
again.
online and put down Hillary Clinton illness. Take a look at the videos for yourself.
Okay.
So what did he say, guys? Go online and look up Hillary Clinton's illness, right? Now we have a little bit longer version just to show you so that we didn't cut anything out. Judy, can we have video number 2?
Several signs of illness by her. What you got to do is go online.
All
you have to do is go.
Her campaign and a number of people defending her saying there's nothing factual to the claims about her health, and that's speculation at best.
So go online and put down Hillary Clinton illness. Take a look at the videos for yourself.
Okay.
Go online? Boy, did you come to the right place. Guys, this is what we love to do. So of course, we're gonna take Rudy Guiliani up, and we're gonna go, and guys, very simple, I Googled Hillary Clinton illness, and this is what came up. So Judy, can we have still number 3? Guys, take a good look at this. This is right off of Google, and you could see Hillary Clinton illness. And guys, if you go down to the 1, 2, 3, to the 3rd one, I think it is, or the 4th one, you'll see it's from, I can't read the damn thing. It's from InfoWars. And Judy, can you come back to me? Guys, so what are we gonna do? We're gonna go on YouTube and we're gonna look at the video that was put up by InfoWars. That's Alex Jones. This is the conspiracy theorists. And guys, this is what happens. And this is how it happens. And this is how the simple folk get brainwashed. Because they're not critical thinkers. They'll type in Hillary Clinton illness. They'll see this stuff. They'll look it up. Now, Judy, let's play the first. We're going to play the first video so that you get a flavor of this. But the ones that come after it, they're all going to taste the same. But guys, you'll see how the conservative conspiracies start to get hatched. And you'll see how the simple folk who don't ask any questions, they never ask any questions, They never want you to cite, they never cite their sources, and they can't accept reality. But guys, we're going to play the clip so that you can have as much fun, and you can, don't forget, put on your little decoder rings so that you can see through all the BS as the video is playing. So Judy, let's have video. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. This is, guys, this is funny. This is, oh, I blew it. But anyway, guys, this is from Diane Sawyer, just to show you that Hillary's okay. So Judy, let's have number 4, please.
Next to Diane Sawyer's exclusive interview with former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton making headlines tonight. Diane asking about medical issues after Republican strategist Karl Rove suggested she may have suffered traumatic brain damage after a fall in 2012.
How is your health?
It's very good, thank you.
How serious was it?
It was, I think a serious concussion.
But you had trouble with vision.
Because of the force of the fall, I had double vision.
So no lingering effects.
No lingering effects.
That's all it takes. I don't know who did the video. But guys, this is what it's all about. We're gonna have fun and we're gonna enjoy ourselves, but at the same time, we're gonna find out who's telling the truth. And the next clip, now guys, the next clip isn't as comedic as this. I mean, that was just out and out funny. This guy is trying to make you believe that what he says is actually true. Now, I'm serious, but don't believe me. Let's watch the video. So, Judy, let's have number 5, please.
Since my video went viral and catapulted Hillary's health back into the national spotlight, we've seen more examples of Clinton behaving bizarrely, completely losing her wits mid-sentence.
We need to make what we've got work really well and improve it and get the costs out of an upward spiral
Nearly falling over again. Referring to Trump as her husband.
You will compare what I'm proposing to what my opponent is talking about.
Having to be calmed by a mysterious Secret Service agent. Who also carries around a weird syringe which some speculate carries an anti-seizure drug. The re-emergence of photos from February showing Hillary being helped up the stairs by the same guy. I've also been privately contacted by more medical experts and neurologists who agree that Hillary has major health problems. More health professionals have also gone on the record.
We have a right to know fully what a neurologist says about this.
If you're going into a very important position like this, it's critical. Right. And that information should be something that we should have access to.
Secretary Clinton had had history of unexplained falls, a fall leading to post-concussive syndrome, which was documented, and then a cerebral venous thrombosis that was discovered post-fall. So both candidates' medical history, neurological history has to be transparent. This is a long and rigorous campaign.
A Secret Service whistleblower also reached out to us privately to reveal how $500,000 has been spent creating disabled access for 3 SUVs used by Hillary. Hillary herself admitted that she short circuits and gets really tired and collapses. The revelation that she's taking most weekends off. Oh yeah, and this AP reporter claimed that Hillary's behavior was perfectly normal. Okay. But according to Clinton mouthpiece The Daily Beast, The Washington Post, CNN, MSNBC and others, the whole thing is just a baseless conspiracy.
Total conspiracy theory that literally came from InfoWars.
MSNBC's authoritative medical expert, Charlie Pierce, also completely debunked my claims.
This is just nuts,
yeah.
Okay? This is just completely crazy.
Oh wait, he's actually not a medical expert. He's a game show panelist. But to be fair, they're right. I mean, anyone who questions the health of a presidential candidate simply has to be insane.
Is McCain simply too old to get elected?
If it's John McCain's health we're talking about, and he's running for the highest office in the land, His health with limits becomes the public business.
How concerned are doctors that this skin cancer may in fact return?
Unfortunately for the pro-Hillary prostitutes, their spin isn't working. According to a Rasmussen poll, 59% of Americans want to see Hillary's health records.
59% say release medical records. What's wrong with her?
Google searches for Hillary's health are through the roof. Just as John McCain was pressured into turning over his medical history, Hillary needs to do the same. We made this into a national conversation. We forced the establishment media to address it. Now they're terrified. More revelations are coming. Will the dam break, or will the cover-up continue?
Will the cover-up continue? The conservative conspiracies, they just don't end. It doesn't matter. I mean, think about what they're doing with her emails and all this other stuff. And what's our favorite? Benghazi! And why? They love kicking that dead mule, you know? And I mean, I love it when Hillary gave Howdy Gowdy. 13 hours he had her on the stand and she made him look like a bonehead. But guys, you know, did you see the Secret Service agent carries around a syringe? Did you guys know that? Yeah, so he could juice her up every once in a while, you know? I don't know why she just doesn't smoke the medical marijuana, you know, the medijuana, you know. But guys, you know, you might not be aware of this, but Hillary only has 6 months to live. I know, I don't even know why she's running. I mean, the election's 2 months away. She's only got, she'll be dead by the time they go. When they go to swear her in, she'll be dead. But guys, don't believe me. Let's see what happens when we look further into Hillary Clinton's illnesses. Judy, number 6, please.
Leaked medical documents are now exposing that Hillary is actually dying. This story comes to us courtesy of David Drudge for the Catholic Online. Now, they are reporting that Hillary's condition, she's very sick. He says, we are about to hand the keys of the White House to her, and we cannot have a president with a neurological condition in office. He writes that new evidence and information hint at the shocking severity of her illness. They say Hillary Clinton is sick. That's according to a plethora of evidence. She may have a neurological condition. This condition includes dementia. They say dementia can significantly shorten a person's life, and if Clinton were a sitting president, this diagnosis would be grounds for resignation. They say despite the distinct likelihood that this is true, Clinton and the Democratic National Committee continue to press forward. They write here that throughout the campaign, cameras have caught glimpses of Hillary Clinton coughing, wheezing, stumbling, and stuttering. There appears to have been a tumor on her tongue that has been removed, leaving a hole. Another staff member has been photographed carrying a pen for emergency injections. It says here that there now appears to be a leak from a New York medical office that shows a diagnosis. And according to that leaked document, Clinton was diagnosed with complex partial seizures and subcortical vascular dementia. So there you have it, a leaked document now. If you go on Snopes, of course, they're going to debunk this stuff, but it's out there. This is the big debate. We've covered the story here. The video, if you recall, the video's got over 100,000 views on our channel now, and it is Hillary Clinton clearly having a mental brain seizure. She's trying to talk, but she can't, and she almost falls over. She's winded. I mean, she's on the campaign trail. She's being held up and propped up. So some very serious issues, and now a document says that she has complex partial seizures and subcortical vascular dementia. What are your thoughts on that? Comment below. Subscribe for updates. If you like what we're doing here at the Next News Network, give us a thumbs up and share this report. For the Next News Network, I'm Gary Franchi.
Man, that guy'll never make it as a foxstitute. You know, I mean, if you're gonna lie, you gotta do it the right way. He said partial seizures. Don't make it partial. She has complete seizures. Get the idea? Don't half lie. Tell a good one. And tell, you know, she's got brain seizures. She's got a neurological condition. Oh, mama, that's good for the simple folk, huh? That's a big word. She's got neurological condition. She's got dementia, senility. I mean, guys, they could say anything they want, you know? But the next clip, we're gonna show you from CNN, and it's from Poppy Harlow, and she's interviewing one of Trump's surrogates, one of his supporters, and she's trying to defend this nonsense. And guys, you know, trying to defend Trump is like having a kid that always screws up. You know what I mean? When you go, ay, look what he did now. You know what I mean? And this is what keeps happening over and over again. But watch this girl, watch how she tries to defend Trump. And this is what it comes down to. He says something and then you have to defend him. And he didn't mean that, and he was being sarcastic, and it never ends. That's why, and we're gonna show you a clip after this with Frank Luntz, where most of the Republicans are jumping ship. But guys, you'll see the reasons why. But now we're gonna show you the CNN clip with Poppy Harlow, and we're gonna watch this fruitcake try to defend Trump. So Judy, let's have clip number 7, please.
And that's speculation at best.
So go online and put down Hillary Clinton illness. Take a look at the videos for yourself.
No, Judy, you were okay there. Keep going.
And that's speculation at best.
So go online and put down Hillary Clinton illness. Take a look at the videos for yourself.
Amy, there is, and that Fox News host is correct in saying there is no factual evidence that there's anything going on right now with Hillary Clinton's
evidence. Who needs
health.
Facts?
Why
We're Republicans.
are his supporters saying this, and why isn't Trump coming out and putting a stop to it? Should he?
Well, I can't speak for Donald Trump, but I can tell you that people are
concerned
about it across the country. Look,
well,
our own voters, Poppy, voters. I mean,
about
Americans,
Hillary Clinton's health?
About her stamina. When she has only campaigned 11 days in the month of August, and Donald Trump has
to one person outside of yourself, I guess, who's concerned about Hillary Clinton's health right now?
Obviously, Rudy Giuliani. He just mentioned it himself.
There's two people.
Y'all can laugh all you want, but the bottom line is
sorry, I forgot to wear my tinfoil hat for this interview today. I mean, this is another conspiracy theory from the other side.
Why is this a conspiracy theory? We want to know. We want to see these
because her doctor
candidates.
said that she is fit to serve. He released a more detailed report than Donald Trump's doctor.
Then why
doesn't
she release her medical
willfully pushing forward conspiracy theories, or Donald Trump is simply too gullible to be president of the United States.
I am sorry, but she had an incident where she fell and had a major concussion, and then she had a blood clot in her head, a very serious blood clot. I mean, that's something to be concerned about.
Years ago, and she's been cleared by her doctor.
And you know what? Let me say this. The NFL has had major lawsuits from players having concussion years ago. It is a serious issue, and the people want it answered. Why not just release the medical records?
Hold on. Are you comparing Hillary Clinton's health?
Atta girl. Ask her.
No, you said that was a long time ago.
To an NFL player who has a serious concussion after multiple hits?
What you said is that was a long time ago, and I'm saying yes, and NFL players have also had concussions.
So you are making the comparison.
My point is, it doesn't matter how long ago, Poppy. Just release the medical records. I think all Americans have a right to know about our commander-in-chief, and I don't have a problem with them releasing Donald Trump's medical records.
Amy,
I think we have a right to know.
Hey, Amy, on that point about right to know and transparency,
yes.
So should Donald Trump then release his tax returns?
Ooh.
Donald Trump is going to release his tax returns, from my understanding.
Because he said so
it doesn't sound like before the election.
Well, this is what I'll say, is that Donald Trump's tax returns have no impact on how he's going to run the country. Their health, both his and Hillary Clinton's health, have an impact on how each of them will run the country.
Holly, final word, final thought.
Yeah, I just want to jump in here. Obviously, Trump is making the case based on his business experience that he's the right commander-in-chief. And to say, believe me, is simply not enough when you're running for president, and it's time that he releases them.
They didn't let her off the hook, and that's what you got to do. When somebody says something ridiculous, you ridicule them. It's that simple. That's it, and it's all fair. I mean, you're not being intolerant, you're not being vicious, you're just being honest. You know, you're going to say something stupid, I'm going to call you out on it. I'm not going to let you get away with it. I'm not going to be polite. No more, no. And guys, you know, the last show we did, we were talking about, it was called SOS, and we were talking about the Republicans jumping ship. You know, and I said to Uncle Joey, I said, Joey, do you want a life preserver or a gun? One or the other. I mean, either you're going to jump ship or just, you know, because the Republican Party is pushing everybody off the edge. And guys, this next clip is the focus group with Frank Luntz, and these are just average people. And when you hear, you know, how Trump has lost these people, you know, he's running as a 12-year-old. He's running for president as if this is a job interview, and he's throwing a temper tantrum. He's outrageous. He's embarrassing. He's insane. He changes his position. He's erratic. He's horrible. And Frank Luntz said, he's a horrible description of a human being. But guys, just listen to the people. Listen, and you could feel how Trump has pushed everybody over the edge. And guess what? I couldn't be any happier, because it's about time this happened. We have to destroy the Republican Party, and I'll say toodles. And you know what? I used to be a Republican years and years ago, and then I became a critical thinker. And I realized how we're being hosed in this trickle-down economics, and I bought the whole thing. We all did. We all did. We were good Americans. We were patriots. We were going to stand with our country, never realizing how we were being hosed by corporate America and the 1%. And that's what's happened. We've been hosed, we've been duped, we've been taken advantage of. And fortunately, now we have the internet, where somebody says something, we can look it up like that. Bada bing. You can't get away anymore. So when somebody says something ridiculous, ridicule them. And don't be ashamed. And hopefully, we'll wake the simple folk up. You know, I'm sure that people that deny science, you know, don't intentionally do it. But, you know, they've been brainwashed from watching Fox News so often. And Fox News, it's not like they have a lamp over your head shining a light on you trying to beat this in. No, they just say simple stuff like, did you realize the president has a lot of failed policies? No. And they say stuff like, and it goes right past you. And after you hear that enough times, you'll say, you know, the president has failed policies, and this is what they want to do. But guys, now we're going to have fun. We're going to take a look at the Frank Luntz group, and just listen and watch, and you'll see how things are changing. So, Judy, let's have number 8, please.
Republican strategist and CBS News contributor Frank Luntz led a focus group discussion yesterday in Pennsylvania, and our cameras were there. Many participants once supported Donald Trump, but don't support him now. How did Trump lose them, and can he regain their support?
How many of you in this room are supporting Donald Trump right now?
Judy, can I have a little volume out here?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many of you at some
Beautiful.
point in the campaign at least lean towards Donald Trump? Raise your hands.
Whoa.
Almost all of you.
It was a landslide.
So what happened?
He was my first choice, but just along the way, he has, I guess I can say he's lost me. I'm not saying there's no chance of turning, but
He's lost everybody.
he's become outrageous. I mean, we all have thoughts, but I think he speaks without thinking.
When he initially began to run, he gave voice to a lot of the frustrations that I was feeling about how government is working, or more to the point, not working. But since then, he's been running as a 12-year-old and changes his positions every news cycle. So you don't even know where he stands on the issues.
You got it.
I almost think
You got
the last couple of weeks, he might be second guessing this, because he even said like a week ago, it's okay if I'm not the president. And then he's just throwing out all these bizarre comments. So I'm wondering,
He's
is
a
he
flip-flopper that flipped
serious
his
still
flop.
about it?
Whenever somebody makes a derogatory comment to him, like in a Democratic convention, Trump feels like he needs to attack that person, and
You
he
got it.
says things that are
It's all
crazy.
personal.
And I keep asking
It's
myself,
all
is this the
ego.
kind of person I want
He's
to
a
handle the
sick
nuclear
puppy.
codes?
And what's the answer?
No way.
I think the traction that he first got was because of the issues that he chose to focus on. I think he didn't realize that it was
Focus?
his
He
issues
doesn't
that were drawing
focus
people.
on
His personality,
anything.
sure. I mean, everyone knows Donald Trump and he's flamboyant. But the more he made it about his personality, the less likely that I'm to vote for him. And it seems like everyone else is going in the same direction here, who started out as Trump but has moved away. Now, the last couple of weeks, I've seen kind of a pivot back to the issues, and that gives me a little bit more hope for him. But he's yo-yoed back and forth so many times, I need to see a little bit more.
How many of you would still consider voting for him in the fall? Raise your hands. If it's a possibility for you. So more than half of you. So what does he have to do?
He's got to get back to the issues and
Issues?
solve
He
the
doesn't
problems.
know issues. The only thing he knows is
Well,
insults.
he not solve it, but he's got to at least give us a plan of what he,
A plan?
some kind of plan of action of
He
what
has
he
a
would like to
secret
do.
plan.
He's
The
already done
secret
the
is he
economic
has
plan.
no
He's already done the
plan.
national security plan. What do you want?
I want him to talk more about that and stop attacking people and acting erratic.
I think we're looking for leadership that inspires all of us.
You
to be
want a
greater than
zebra to
ourselves.
change
So
his stripes?
I'm
What are you,
looking for the
nuts?
things that he says that are scripted, even the teleprompter that he makes fun of, but now he uses, but also the unscripted things like the debates. And let's see how he reacts under pressure when he has to one-on-one with Hillary.
He's so busy focusing on what he wants to say and trying to, I guess, impress people. And I think right now we're not I think initially being authentic was great, but now he's being a little too authentic. Like now he's giving us too much of himself. He needs to pull back a little bit.
Don't you think you have the right to know who he really is?
Yes, you do have the right to know that, but I think no one gives you 100% of themselves, especially at this stage.
But don't you want 100%?
I want his best foot forward. It's a job interview. This
It
is
is a
not
job
how you would behave when you're going to a job interview, by throwing tantrums and calling the interviewer names, or the other applicants.
How can you have such a negative impression of him and still consider casting your ballot for him? Please explain it.
Because the other candidate is unfavorable in my estimation, and I don't have another choice, and I don't want to give up my vote, because I think that it would be worse not to vote.
Now to the point where the showmanship is over. We want to see some policy details. We want to see that you have a staff, that you're going to have a cabinet. I think those are important choices, because the president is not by himself. The president is led by a lot of good advisors. I haven't seen any good advisors yet.
The party is voting against, or doesn't want him to be nominated.
You think the Republicans are against him?
Yes, the Republicans. I mean, his own party is not, totally supporting him
And why do you think that is?
because of his outrageousness. I think they find it embarrassing.
Do you?
At times, yes, because it's hard to comprehend. For me, it's hard to understand also, like with all this going on and all the negative feedback, why his team isn't reeling him in or explaining to him the damage that he is doing by the way he's acting.
Guys, you got people that fell for Trump, and they were smart enough to understand that they got bamboozled. And, they're not going to vote for him. And the one woman, the one thing that she said, well, the reason why I'm voting for Trump is look at the alternative. They've been so brainwashed, from hearing over and over again, especially from Fox News, that Hillary's not trustworthy. And this is the problem. They should think she's not trustworthy. Did they come up with anything with these emails? Have they come up with anything over the past 40 years? No, but they just keep bashing her. Why? Because they're Republicans. They don't want to deal with the issues. They would rather deal with insults. All right, so guys, now we're going to come to the Facebook favorites part of our show. And this is where I take, memes and thumbnails from people that have put them up on Facebook. And I tell you, sometimes the thumbnails speak volumes. And we're going to go through them one by one, and we're going to see if Judy can fade in and out on the pictures and go with the flow. Right, Judy? All right, so let's start up with still number 10. Let's see how we fade in on this. Okay. Oh, this is from Michelle. Michelle puts up a lot of dynamite stuff. Thank you, Michelle. And before Facebook, I just assumed we all believed in science. And Judy, you can fade in and out. I'm trying. There you go. So as you're doing them. All right, let's go to the next one, Judy. There you go. This is from Joel. Demanded Obama's records, but he won't release his own. Am I right, guys? And that's it, Judy, you're getting it. Where's his tax records? Where's his tax? He refuses to release them. What's he hiding? That's what I want to know. Guys, you know what I think it is? I don't think he's a billionaire. I think he's broke. I think this is all a fraud, a facade, a fake. He's a huckster, and I think he's going to get caught. And I think his ego is going to cost him a fortune. And it's going to cost his kids a fortune, too. And he deserves what he gets. Why? He's an imposter. He pretends he wants to help the middle class. He doesn't want to help the middle class. He wants to help his billionaire friends with their carried interest payments and their the death tax and the estate tax, which is a joke. The estate tax doesn't kick in until after $10 million. You got a problem with that? All right, next, Judy. There we go. This is from Bruce. Goes to Louisiana to exploit flood victims after governor begged him not to. Hands out boxes of guys, look at that. That's a box of Play-Doh. I mean, what kind of embarrassment is that? Judy, there you go. But I mean, could you imagine you went down there because you wanted to give the impression that you were doing the right idea. But there was a clip of him, and he talked with one of the people. He went inside, and he goes, has it ever flooded like this before? No, he said, how many times has it flooded like this before here? And the people go, never. They said it was a 1,000-year flood. And guys, you know what I always say on this show? Is it a coincidence or is it climate change? Is it a coincidence or is it climate? That's it. It's getting to the point where these 1,000-year floods happen every year. What's going on? All right, next, Judy. There we go. Oh, God, this got me angry. Guys, look at this. This is Gabby Gifford. She was shot in the head at a rally, and this prick put this up there. Living proof you can shoot a liberal in the head and not hit anything. Guys, if you see this guy, Bill Wright, on Facebook, give him a few choice words. Judy, come back to me. Tell him Uncle Rich sent you. Because I'll tell you, that's evil. What that guy did is evil. And how you could possibly put something like that up in public. I hope he gets banned for life. Because that's evil. You don't do stuff like that. That's bad jazz. And I tell you, just remember, his name is Bill Wright. Bill, you're an evil dude. You're a sick human being. Next, Judy. When the church looks like this, look at that. What is there, 20,000 people there? And the pastor's house looks like this. What size home is that? 20,000 square feet? It's, guys, I worked on a house that was 21,000 square feet. I'll bet you that house is 40,000 square feet. And then while 1 in 3 children live in poverty, it's time to tax the churches and the pastors. Right, guys? I mean, why should churches be allowed tax-free? Think about that. They pay nothing. And look at the way they live. Why? And I think that clown has his own jet. I mean, these guys think they're rock stars. Why? So they can trick. Who are they tricking? The simple folk with invisible friends. When you have invisible friends, when you have an imaginary friends, you can sell these poor bastards anything. I mean, think about it. These are the easiest people to con in the world. And that's why Trump wants all the evangelicals. Because if you can get them to believe that there's an invisible man in the sky, you can get them to believe that the world ain't getting warmer. It's that simple. Next, Judy. Boy, I'm getting vicious today. This is a hunter. This is an asshole. Any questions? Could you imagine shooting something like that, guys? For what? So you could put it on your wall? Next, Judy. This is from another one from Michelle's. I'd be the first to admit that a lot of mainstream media does something, I can't read that, lean more to the left, but it's not because of any of biases towards liberals. It's simply because Republicans tend to not believe in things like facts, science, history, or reality. Just because millions of conservatives choose to believe fictional propaganda over facts doesn't mean the mainstream media has a responsibility to feed into their idiocy just to appear to be more objective. And that was from Alan Clifton. Judy, come back to me. I don't know who he is, guys, but it made sense to me, didn't it? I mean, we gotta start dealing with reality. And a lot of times on Facebook, what I'll do is I'll ask people, I'll just say, what's the hottest year in recorded history? Just let them answer. What's the hottest year in recorded history? That's it. And guys, it's amazing. They try to duck the truth. They try to duck the evidence. They don't want to believe. They can't accept it. Why? Because they're wrong. All right, next, Judy. Is that it? That was the last? Nah, okay. Cognitive dissonance. Guys, sometimes people hold a core belief that is very strong. When they are presented with evidence that works against that belief, the new evidence cannot be accepted. Right, Marty? Right, Uncle Joe? Right, Dave Straight? They refuse to accept it. It would create a feeling that is extremely uncomfortable called cognitive dissonance. And because it is so important to protect the core belief, they will rationalize, ignore, and even deny anything that doesn't fit with the core belief. And guys, that's what happens. Judy, come back to me. That's what happens with a Republican. They have something in their mind and they're presented with facts and they can't make the adjustment. They just can't do it. It's like trying to get somebody to not believe, I was going to say God, but I'll say Santa Claus. It's like trying to get somebody, well, what, you don't want me to believe in Santa? No, Santa Claus isn't real. What about my presents? You're still going to get your presents. Relax, all right? Oh, so I don't have to believe in them? Yeah, you still get your presents. Okay, good, I'm fine with it. And guys, let it go, Marty. Uncle Joe, let it go. Let it go. That's all. And, you know, I hope I'm not getting a little loud, but I could, this show is kind of, some of these things on Facebook are getting to me. And I think they're probably getting to you guys too. And this is what happens. And if they aren't getting to you, maybe something's wrong. All right, let's go to the next one, Judy. Why do Republicans claim, oh, you got the bug in there, to be fiscally conservative when these are the only two presidents to lower the deficit in the last 50 years? Next, Judy. This is from Martha. Martha puts up a lot of good stuff. The Walmart family are worth $144 billion. That's 144,000 millions. This year, the government is giving them back $6 billion in tax breaks. That is 6,000 millions for one family in tax breaks. Or we can take that money and pay the tuition of 10 million students. Judy, come back to me. Guys, do you really have to even think about that? Do you see where the money's going? The money's going to the top. The money's going to corporate America. The money's going to the 1%. And why? Because they hire the lawyers and the lobbyists to make the tax structure so that they can rip off the middle class. You know, aside from the fact that the Walton family is getting the tax breaks, do you realize that they pay their people so little that we have to subsidize their employees with food stamps? A lot of them we have to give Section 8 housing. What the hell's going on in this country? And what does Donald Trump want to do for the middle class? Nothing. He doesn't want to have a minimum wage. What does Hillary want? $15 minimum wage. Big difference there, isn't it, guys? You know, when you start to look at the two different plans, you're going to be blown away. And you're going to say, you know what? Even the simple folk can't vote for Trump. But you know what? Joey probably will. Because I don't know what it is with him. I can't understand it. It just doesn't work. My brain can't process this. That's why I laugh when I'm watching TV all the time. I say, holy mackerel. I can't believe they're saying this stuff. All right, Judy, next. Man, I'm rambling on. Oh, guys, I put this up. I'm not going to read this, but I put this up just to demonstrate, if you know anybody that's looking for a job, wind and solar. And this is, I mean, if you want to take a snippet, you can actually read how much electricity is being produced by wind and solar. But this is just wind. All right, next, Judy. Yep, we got Judy's. Is that it, Judy? Oh, okay. Look closely at this chart of federal spending. Somewhere within the tiny orange sliver at the bottom is the food stamp program that Republicans blame for our budget deficit. Guys, can you see it? Do you see how small that is? And where do we spend the lion's share of our money? 57% goes to the military. Why? I don't know. I don't know, but things are going to change. Next. These guys, these are charts. And the reason why I put the charts up, you know I love charts. But if you go to Google, I used to Google climate warming charts. Now Google NASA global warming charts, and guys, you'll get, and all the charts, one is better than the next. Next, Judy? The next one's the same thing. But look at that chart. Look at the chart in the upper left-hand corner. And then you try to tell me that the world isn't getting any warmer. And look at the chart in the bottom left. Look at how high the CO2 level has gotten It hasn't gotten that high in 800,000 years. But you know, the one thing Republicans hate, facts and figures. So just show them charts like this and you can watch their heads explode. Next, Judy. This is from Roy. Thanks, Roy. Big billboard, I'm going to eat you. And I could see Uncle Joey and Marty and all their buddies. He tells it like it is. Next, Judy. Number of people who go bankrupt every year because of medical bills. In Britain, there's none. France, Japan, Germany, Canada, none. Netherlands, Switzerland, none. And the United States of America, 643,000. Judy, come back to me. Why is that, guys? Because we have a for-profit healthcare system. And that's why we got to get this single payer going. I mean, Medicare for all. We got to have this universal health care. We got to stop this nonsense. We got to take the profit out of health care. You see what's happening with Humana and all these other companies. They're dropping out because they can't make enough money. Guess what? Goodbye. Goodbye. We'll just let a government entity take it where they don't make any money. All right? And we'll put the money back in. And we'll take care of the people. All right, Judy, do we have any more? That's it, okay. Well, guys, I'm sorry if I got a little vicious there, but, you know, a lot of times I get angry because I keep hearing the moochers and the takers. Uncle Joey keeps telling me I'm a moocher and a taker because I paid into Social Security my whole life, and now I'm reaping the benefits. I'm taking. No, Joe, I'm not taking. I put in. Now I'm getting back. You see how this works? One hand washes the other. You know what I mean? But Joey and the Republicans, they only think one way. And this is the way they think. So, Judy, if we can have clip number 30, please. A little loud.
Get off the couch and get yourself a job.
If you're making minimum wage, you shouldn't be having children.
There are an awful lot of people who are slobs, drunks, drug addicts. No plan is going to help them.
Millions of Americans get government assistance in addition to working 1 and 2 jobs, but it's still not enough.
Because of my health issues, I haven't been able to work. And to be labeled as lazy, it's disgusting.
You know, on Fox, you always hear the moochers and the takers. You know, the moochers and the guy that lives down the street from you, the guy that lives across the street, he's a moocher and a taker. No, the moochers and the takers are corporate America and the 1%. All that's the moochers and the takers. The people that don't want to pay their fair share. And you know, earlier I talked about a minimum wage. You know, we always, treat people with dignity, make it a minimum wage, a living wage. Guys, have we ever thought about a maximum wage? You ever think some people make too much money? Could that be possible? Well, Jesse Ventura seems to think so. So guys, we're going to show you a clip now on the maximum wage. Judy, number 31, please.
Distribution's completely out of line today. In fact, people have talked to me about the minimum wage, and I've shocked people and said, maybe what we ought to have is a maximum wage. I mean, if somebody makes $100 million a year, That's not enough? What could you possibly need if you made $100 million every year? And the case in point, the Walton family, right, that owns Walmart. Each member of that family makes billions of dollars a year, and yet their employees have to be government subsidized by we the taxpayers because they don't earn enough to not be subsidized. Something is gravely wrong with that. My position on that is if you work a 40-hour work week, I don't give a damn what the job is. If you work 40 hours a week, you should get paid enough money so that you do not require any government subsidy at all. Now, how you determine that or what that number is, we got to figure it out. But to me, if you work 40 hours a week shining shoes, washing dishes, whatever that might be, you should earn a living to where we, the government and the taxpayers, should not have to be subsidizing you.
Pretty simple, isn't it? Why should we have to subsidize corporate America? Is this starting to make sense to everybody? I mean, really. You know, nobody's a moocher and a taker. The guy that lives down the street is not a moocher and a taker. He's just trying to make a living, trying to take care of his family just like you are. So why don't we try to work on this together? Now, guys, you know, on this show about a year ago, we did a show on Georgetown. And I'm kind of embarrassed. I don't know the show number, but it's up on YouTube. I think it's number 80. But guys, what's happened is I have another clip, and this is a little bit later from Georgetown. This is after some of the things have kicked in. Now, if you remember correctly, Georgetown, Texas is going to be the first city in the United States where they get all their electricity from wind and solar. Everything from wind and solar. They built the wind farms and they put up the solar farms, the fields. And guys, we're just going to do a recap now of the people from Georgetown, and we'll show you what the future is going to hold. So, Judy?
We were on the most beautiful town square in Texas. Sort of like Mayberry RFD. Everybody knows everybody.
So we're in Georgetown, Texas, which has a small town feel and a cutting-edge power grid. Next year, it'll be the largest city in America to go 100% renewable energy, and that's in the middle of oil country.
This is a very conservative community in a conservative county, and so it's a very red county. We were accused of being some Al Gore clones and different things like that.
We just make decisions in Georgetown based on what's best for our citizens, and we put it to the side national politics, whether you're a Democrat or Republican or a liberal or a conservative. This was a decision that was going to be good for the city, not only in the first year, but in year 25. We have 97 windmills out in Amarillo, so they'll come down a transmission line all the way into Georgetown from Amarillo. And our solar farm is being built currently, and it's out near Fort Stockton in West Texas. The energy will be generated there, and it'll go on the transmissions line from there all the way into Georgetown. You compare our utility rates, both water and electricity, we're the least expensive in Central Texas.
It makes economic sense, and if you share that information and show people where the economics work on this, they understand that and they can relate to that.
We've been in a sustained drought in Central Texas. It takes considerably less water to generate wind and solar energy. What I've always said is, don't we have an obligation, both morally and ethically, to leave the earth better than we found it?
Did you hear what the mayor said? They have the least expensive electricity in Central Texas. And it's from renewable, and it's from wind and solar. Guys, the future's here, and it's cheaper. So when are we going to start to wrap our minds around this? And speaking of wrapping our minds, the last clip is from Justin Trudeau. He's the Prime Minister of Canada, and he's really into quantum physics, quantum mechanics. So Judy, let's give everybody a little taste of what quantum physics, quantum mechanics is all about. Clip number 33.
I was going to ask you to explain quantum computing, but...
Normal computers work either there's power going through a wire or not. It's 1 or a 0. They're binary systems. What quantum states allow for is much more complex information to be encoded into a single bit. Regular computer bit is either a 1 or a 0, on or off. A quantum state can be much more complex than that because, as we know, things can be both particle and wave at the same times, and the uncertainty around quantum states allows us to encode more information into a much smaller computer. So that's what's exciting about quantum computing, and that's what we want. Don't get me going on this or we'll be here all day, trust me.
Guys, the quantum level is, I'm telling you, I watch a lot of the videos from Lawrence Krauss and Sean Carroll, and I love this stuff, and half the time, I don't know what they're talking about. But I tell you, it's a good way to get your imagination on. Guys, we'll see you next week. It's been a pleasure, and I promise I'll tone it down on the Facebook's favorites. Take care, everybody. Toodles.